ตอบโจทย์นะคะคุณผู้ชมคะสถานทูตสหรัฐอเมริกาประจำประเทศไทยถือได้ว่าเป็นสถานทูตที่มีความใหญ่ประมาณอันดับ1 ใน 3ของโลกนะคะถือได้ว่าเป็นสถานทูตที่มีสถานที่ใหญ่กว้างขวางสะท้อนถึงความสำคัญของประเทศไทยในเอเชียตะวันออกเฉียงใต้นะคะที่รัฐบาลสหรัฐให้ความสำคัญและเมื่อสัปดาห์ที่แล้วค่ะทีมงานไทย PBS ได้มีโอกาสไปเยือนบ้านของท่านเอกอัครราชทูตคริสตี้เคนนีนะคะที่เพิ่งจะมาประจำในประเทศไทยเมื่อเดือนมกราคมที่ผ่านมาค่ะมีความเป็นคนแรกก็คือเป็นเอกอัครราชทูตผู้หญิงของสหรัฐคนแรกประจำประเทศไทยนะคะท่านทูตได้เล่าให้ฟังถึงความน่าอยู่ของบ้านพักของท่านทูตและแนวทางการทำงานของท่านด้วยค่ะAmbassador Kenny is not very often for Thai audience to see how U.S. Ambassador lives. So can you show us around?
Sure. ยินดีต้อนรับที่บ้านดิฉันค่ะ Welcome to my house. It's a real honor to invite you and Thai people into my house today. This house is about 100 some years old now. It's a beautiful, as you can see, house. Some of it I've personalized a little bit, some family pictures of me with former secretaries
I see you
of state.
in many pictures.
And my husband, of course. But it's also a house that we entertain in. I invite Thai people into for dinners or receptions or musical concerts, or student groups. And these are all sort of very formal living areas, as you can see. We have paintings on the wall from American artists that I selected. Each ambassador selects American artwork for the walls.
Yes.
And then we bring some of our own personal touches. You're not seeing my cats who are here because they're scared by your cameras. I will often sit out here for breakfast or for lunch or dinner. As you can see, it's very charming. Just me, unless I have a friend over. Over Songkran, I had lots of friends visit from the United States, from the Philippines.
Yes.
So we sit here where you can
very
sit
nice
out.
view.
Beautiful. It's very peaceful. This house has so many nice windows.
Yes.
And of course, we're surrounded by these amazing trees. So you can sit here and hear birds. It's like you're in a park.
Yeah. How wonderful you have all the view for yourself.
Exactly. Well, now I can share it with you and with all your
viewers.
Thank you.
Yes, and all
and I
our
wish
audience.
I could because it's such a historic and lovely house, right in the middle of Bangkok. And that's the one thing that would be nice is for everyone to see. So you've inspired me. Maybe I'll take some more pictures inside the house and share.
Yes, you should. Ambassador, can you show us your working area?
Come in and sort of see my more private space that a lot of people don't get to come in and see.
Yes.
This is a sort of a small library area, but these are my things, my candles, my pillows. I will often sit right here on the floor and watch TV and eat a sandwich.
So this is your working room and living room?
Working and living room. So for example, you see, if I'm often come home late, you are probably too, it's 9 o'clock at night.
Come, and you sit here?
Sit right here.
For dinner?
Have a sandwich. You can watch some television. The cats will wander out. It's very easy. Put on my flip-flops.
Why don't you sit on the chair?
Well, because this is closer to the table.
So it's more
eat here, but I'll sometimes sit up here and then watch TV or it's just,
and with your cats around you?
The cats will come out and talk.
Is this the most relaxing moment for you?
At the end of the day, you come home, you probably do the same thing. You go home, you put on your flip-flops and your shorts, and you just sort of relax.
Yes. And normally, do you cook for yourself?
I do when I'm not living in Thailand. But here in Thailand, I have 2 amazing Thai cooks, and they fix me fabulous food every day. So I really enjoy it.
So have you adjusted yourself to Thai food?
Spicy, pet. But neat noi, pet neat noi. It is still very spicy. I love it. And every day I get a little more accustomed. The flavors here are amazing. They're so unique.
Yes.
Everything has a special flavor. It's really wonderful.
เห็นได้ชัดนะคะว่าบุคลิกที่โดดเด่นอย่างหนึ่งของท่านทูตก็คือความเป็นกันเองค่ะก่อนที่จะมาประจำที่ประเทศไทยได้มีวิดีโอคลิปแนะนำตัวเองนะคะและยังเปิดตัวด้วยการใช้ Twitter เป็นการส่งข้อความสั้นๆถึงผู้คนที่ติดตามท่านทูตนะคะการสัมภาษณ์ครั้งนี้เกิดขึ้นได้อย่างรวดเร็วส่วนหนึ่งเป็นเพราะว่าดิฉันได้ส่งข้อความตรงหรือว่า direct message ไปถึงท่านทูตทำให้สื่อสารกันได้ทันทีด้วยค่ะแสดงถึงความรวดเร็วในการติดต่อสื่อสารผ่านสื่อสังคมนะคะอีกเรื่องหนึ่งก็คือวันที่ดิฉันได้เจอท่านนะคะตรงกับวันที่ 22 เมษายนเป็นวันที่ระบบการเป็นวันที่ 21 เมษายนนะคะคืนก่อนหน้าเป็นวันที่ระบบการสื่อสารผ่านทีวีขัดข้องค่ะประมาณ 3-4 ชั่วโมงในช่วงบ่ายจนถึงช่วงหัวค่ำเกิดข่าวลือมากเรื่องรัฐประหารในเย็นวันนั้นนะคะดิฉันเลยถามท่านทูตว่าเข้าใจความรู้สึกของคนไทยไหมเวลามีข่าวลือเรื่องรัฐประหารค่ะ But were you curious why Thai are so anxious about the coup?
I was curious. It also reminded me, Nata, of how quickly information travels today. That one person hears something or assumes you and I are both on Twitter and we both watch news, how quickly information spreads. It's interesting.
Yeah. I'm wondering whether that will be part of your report of how Thai sentiment about the coup to your boss, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, because she was here about 2 years ago.
She was here about 2 years ago.
So she must be aware of Thai's feelings.
She's very aware of Thai feelings and very interested, as we all are. But I think for all of us, we're focused, I hope, on the bigger picture. You know, elections are coming up, you know, on the importance of people having the opportunity to vote and choosing how they'll be governed. And our focus will stay, obviously, on encouraging that democracy, but on working with whoever the Thai people select as their leaders.
Ambassador Kenny, you mentioned before you arrived on the 8th of January that you want to meet a lot of Thai people. I'm wondering, because you have so many activities, have you met every people that you want to meet already?
No, there's lots more. You know, I've been trying to get out around the country. I was in Udon Thani yesterday, day before yesterday, Wednesday.
Yes.
And had a nice chance to talk to people there. But there's so many more people, and this is a very diverse country. It's large. You have north, east, south, west.
Yes.
And so there's a lot to meet and see. I think it will take me a long time. But as you know, I also use my Twitter account as a way to talk to people I can't see directly.
Yes, I can see how you've been so active in using Twitter in communication. Have you learned a lot through Twitter with Thai people?
A lot. And people offer me opinions and views, as well as very practical advice. Someone just tweeted me this morning saying, if you need a Starbucks, we're offering free lattes in honor of Earth Day. You know, so you learn very day-to-day tips, but also people with ideas or just general information. I follow you on Twitter. So
Thank you.
see, you know, I see your information.
I follow you too.
But your news is very important, so I can look at my Twitter and see news. But then it also allows me to tell other people what I'm doing. I'm trying not to be mysterious. People know where the U.S. ambassador is, what we're working on, what we're thinking about.
You are very friendly, very approachable by any rate as an ambassador, and you are using Twitter. And in an English magazine called you Twitter diplomat. Do you think it means substance will be replaced by style?
I hope not. I mean, obviously, the work we do here is important on so many levels. And Twitter offers you a very short sentence about what you're doing, but it's not a complete discussion of policy or issues. And so at the same time I do tweeting, I'm meeting with people and having much more serious conversations and discussions. It's part of what we do.
With social media, it has strong impact with the U.S. government, with the case of WikiLeaks. Will you change your way of writing report to your boss, to your government? Will you still write cables?
You know, I think we communicate in so many ways today. So there's certainly reports you send, but a lot of times we'll send an email or have a phone conversation. So in today's world, there's just so many new ways of conveying information. And it depends on what the issue is and how much time you have. But I think, you know, I will look for every way to keep my bosses informed. They're interested in Thailand. Thailand matters. And there are a lot of important things going on here.
Does it mean you will have to be a bit more careful in talking about Thailand or gossiping about Thailand?
Well, I don't gossip, as you may know from my Twitter feed. You know, I talk about my own doings, but I'm careful about other people's. Sometimes I meet with people who would prefer that I not tweet about meeting with them, and I don't. I respect people's
You mean people
privacy.
will ask you in advance not to tweet with our
I
meeting?
usually ask people, if you were a business leader or a government official or a political leader, after we met, I would say, you know, do you mind if I tweet about this? And sometimes people say, I prefer to keep our discussion private. That's fine. I respect that.
But with the whole system of WikiLeaks, the case of leaking of information, will it change the whole system of the U.S. government in communication?
I don't think so. I think, as I said, today's world, we communicate in so many ways. And people are careful, but we still go about our business. And people still talk to us, and we still need to talk to them, and we want to. We need, in the case of Thailand, it's important to know what's going on in Thailand, what people think, how things are moving, whether it's business or environment or politics. It all matters.
Ambassador, you've been to many places and you have lots of experiences. You must have been aware of politics going on in Thailand. Do you think national reconciliation can really happen in Thailand?
I should ask you that question. I hope so. I mean, I hope that Thai people will come through this difficult time in a way that continues to move this country forward. There's always going to be differences of opinion. Everyone has their own view, and never more so than in politics. And every country in the world I've served in, there are lots of different views. And I think that's very healthy. It's great to know there are lots of different options and lots of people thinking about the right way to develop economically, the right way to handle international politics. But I hope that can be done in a peaceful means, so that the Thai people continue to have a great economic growth, that people continue to want to travel here, you have tourists. And Thailand plays a great role in the world. You're active in the United Nations, in so many other ways, through ASEAN. And so I think it's important to all of us that Thailand have that strong voice.
What kind of election you want to see to be happen in Thailand?
Well, I think what we hope for our Thai friends is that citizens have the chance to vote peacefully, and then afterwards, that as a government is formed, we'll all look forward to working with it. But I think the most important thing in any country is that citizens have a chance to vote, that they have good options, and that afterwards, after the people have spoken, you here have a government formed, and then we'll look forward to moving forward. We will work, as a part of America, we will work with whoever emerges, whoever the Thai people select. We will work with that government, of course. We're a friend of Thailand now, during elections, and after elections.
There has been some criticism against the military coup in 2006, and someone even said that the United States should have been more critical of the coup in 2006. Do you agree?
Well, I wasn't here in 2006, so it's hard for me to say how we did or didn't respond, and it's always hard to look at the past. But I think for a foreign country and for America, we're very interested in Thailand. We follow it closely, but we want to be very careful that the decisions being made here are being made by the Thai people, and that we are not in any way, shape, or form influencing that decision in a way that's not fair or proper. So when decisions are made in Thailand, we want Thai people to be making.
Now you've been in Thailand for 4 months.
4 months.
Yes, and Thailand and America has relations for 178 years.
Isn't that amazing?
What would be your role to strengthening the relations between the two countries?
It's good because our relations are strong, as you say, and very historic. But I think going forward, I'm looking to make this friendship matter in the future. And so one of the things I've been doing is talking to young people, trying to promote creativity, innovation, linking up American companies who work in innovation with Thai creative forces, so that we're not just sitting still. You know, it's not good enough to say, well, we've always been friends. We need to look for how will we be friends tomorrow and 10 years from now. So I'm trying to look for ways to bring the young people of both of our countries together and see what we can do on that. And also work with Thailand, for example, as ASEAN becomes a very strong voice. You know, to work with our Thai partners in how best the United States can work with ASEAN.
2 years ago, when Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, was here, she said, America is back to Asia.
That's right.
Yeah. So far, in the past 2 years, what's really the role of U.S. in expansion your role to Asia?
To Asia. Well, I think you've seen the Secretary of State has been here. Thailand was one of her first stops. But she was just in Japan last week, visiting the Japanese people after the earthquake. I mean, very personal engagement by senior members of the U.S. government. The president has traveled out to Asia, as you know, and he will be back later this year, I think, for the East Asian Economic Summit, the East Asian Summit. We're hosting APEC this year. We've appointed an ambassador to work with the ASEAN Secretariat, just that, in addition to ambassadors in each country. You know, I think economically, culturally, there's so much going on in Asia. And I'm really pleased that my government recognizes that.
So what can be the role of the U.S. in helping, mediating between Thailand
I don't
and
think,
Cambodia?
you know, the role, as we've always said, and as the United Nations said, this is a bilateral issue. The two countries involved, you know, Cambodia is a friend, Thailand is a very long and strong friend, you know, need to find a way to solve this problem. And what we've said is if Indonesian mediation or assistance is useful, terrific. But it's really the two